when they announced the Switch 2 back in April 2nd, we get this email. And the email says, "Hey, we're Snakebite, and we put a lot of accessories out there. Would you like to receive any samples for the Switch 2?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." Forgot about it. That was April. Didn't get a response back until tail end of August. All of a sudden, this giant ass box shows up in my house.
I love it. That's the best kind. Big surprise.
Yep. I'm gonna go through these one by one because they're great. First one, so I travel a lot, right? I've been traveling a lot. Hung out with JJ in Seattle. I've been to Toronto a few times, Chicago, Los Angeles, and that's I showed you my travel Switch case. But there's a lot more gear, right? You need cords, you have sometimes extra controllers, you have headphones. So anything you can take with you, it becomes an important travel thing. So this was perfect timing because I got all these things to take a look at. This is the Power Charge S2 they sent over, and I've been using this charger as my travel charger. It is, if I can open this sucker up, here we go. It is literally, I mean, it is a travel charger, which is obvious, but it comes with the USB-C cord and the main kind of charging unit, which is a lot tinier than the Switch's charging cord. And it was kind of scary because I kept thinking, is this going to blow up my Switch 2? Because Nintendo says it has to be a very specific Switch cord. Can't use your old Switch cord. It's got to be the new one. This is tiny and it's fine. And it works perfectly. It's rated for the Switch. The little, the everything kind of pops out of there. And it's just USB-C. The nice thing about it, because of travel, this comes with the adapter. So if you're going overseas somewhere, you can get one of these adapters and just slide it in there. So now it doesn't add
I like
that
a
much.
plug with a good slide like that.
Yeah, good. And it's actually a nice, I feel it's a nice chunky slide. It's got a few different adapters there if you're going to, Japan, if you're going to Europe, a couple of different places in Europe. If you're going to be on a boat, slamming zombies against the wall there, then this is probably going to work in that. So cool. And that's small enough where it fits in a case. I'll show you a case in a second because the other thing I like to charge, especially when I'm playing the Switch 2, I will sometimes take, as y'all know, I will take these suckers off.
And sometimes leave them on a plane.
Sometimes I'll just leave them on a plane, but I'll take them off and I'll use the Joy-Con Pro controller because I'll leave those. I can leave these on the Switch if I want. But sometimes it's good enough, and hopefully Nintendo will come out with more colors. I think that's something that JJ and I especially have. We want more colored Joy-Con too, because just black is okay for the current, but I like colors. Whenever those colors arrive, or whenever I buy more Joy-Con, especially for families, I have some place to charge all those extras. Snakebite has the Twin Charge S2, and it's a very simple little Joy-Con charger. Again,
that's nice. Yeah,
it's USB,
like a carnival slide.
Yeah, carnival slide. And I'll just take.
It's a little bit more exciting than getting just the grip that has the plug in it, which you have to buy separately.
Exactly. So this actually, it's got a good weight to it too. It's kind of a nice design. It's kind of chunky, and it's funny
because it doesn't look like it has weight, so that's good to hear.
Doesn't look like it has it. It's actually very. And it's got some nice little rubber footings in there, so it doesn't slide. It's surprisingly a good piece of kit there. It's not magnetic, so you really do have to kind of drop these in there. So, and
that would have felt really good if it was magnetic. I was like,
if it's magnetic. I think that would have been like cool, but no, it's not. You have to drop them in there, and then they'll charge it, and you'll be all set. But you know what? For a home, whenever Nintendo puts out those extra colored chargers or Joy-Cons, this is going to be the charger that I use because I got it for free. Thanks. Hey, but also it is good to have a secondary charger, and the simplicity of this just works nice. So
yeah, when you only have one set of Joy-Cons, you could just leave them on the Switch and they'll charge just fine. But the moment you get more,
this is about to turn into a music video.
All right,
Jamiroquai video.
Yeah. So I travel, right? And I mentioned bringing stuff with me, so I got those chargers with me. They sent along the next piece of kit, the Sling Case S2. I am not a Sling user for gaming consoles, mostly because I don't take this out with me and walk around the house or walk around the airport. I will usually have a backpack, so I throw my stuff in the backpack. If you don't have a backpack, if you do carry your stuff with you, a Sling case is actually a nice idea. And this is a very simple case. I mean, it really is just actually it's more about the check out the cool design
yeah
there than anything else.
I kind of want a Sling case for my Switch 2, but not with the early 2000s aesthetic.
Yeah, it's a very basic. It's a very basic.
This is like, and it's something that I would never do, but this feels like hey, I'm going to take my Switch 2 into like a theme park and play it while waiting for a ride.
Yeah.
Yep. I will say this. You could tell this is the low end of the scale because their logo isn't actually sewn correctly. It's kind of sewn in.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Holy shit.
So yeah. But again, if you want a Sling, go for a Sling, I guess. I'm not much of a Sling guy. I'm much more a case person, as you saw before. So I got a couple cases that they sent over. The one that is close to mine in terms of function, but not color, is the Travel Case S2. Hey, remember that early 2000s look? This is very sturdy though. It's got, it's definitely got some padding, more than mine is right now. Mine, I think if you sneeze at it, it dents because I bought it for like $6. This has much more sturdiness to it. And let's take this sucker off. And this is basic. This is just a travel case. It's actually got a nice feel to it. I had it open because I was putting the Switch in it earlier. Good size. I mean, it's just basic. You got a pocket, and you can store 10 games. And you got this. That's it. That's all it is. The pocket's not zippable, which kind of sucks because if you have it's got space, so you can actually kind of see putting things in there. But if you hold it like this, which I do because the handle's on top, then stuff might fall out of here. And hey, guess what? If your Switch 2 Joy-Con are sitting in here and it's like slightly unzipped, they could fall out. So not the biggest fan of this being not a zipper storage, but for absolute basic storage, hey, it's a nice color. It's storage. And I've been brutal with this thing. I've been like throwing it around the room. That's one thing that I like to do with these is throw them around and see how they fall off of like staircases and stuff. And hasn't dented. That's a good sign. So yeah, this may be my daughter's case whenever she gets a Switch 2. Sorry.
After the Switch 2 OLED comes out.
This case I love. So this is the Starter Kit S2. And I say I love this case because it's a very basic case, but you can see the stuff that kind of comes with it. So all of these things, or a few of these things, are definite necessities. So it's a case. Woohoo! It's a case. We got it. Mr. Demofsky, tell us why it's so good. It's that kind of woven fabric, which I love. So the woven fabric feels a little more like, I don't know, dimensional to me when you have like a woven fabric in there. You unzip it. It's got the same pocket, which I'm not the biggest fan of this loose pocket, but it does come with, I mean, it's the same interior as the other one. It does come with a few things. That's why it's the starter kit. So I'll show you the stuff that it comes with. Obviously, you get a screen protector here. So definitely put a screen protector on your Switch 2 if you haven't yet, because I have dropped my Switch 2 quite often. You have the cleaning stuff here and the application stuff. You also got this is really funny. This part's the best. So you got headphones, which, sorry for the ASMR there. I guess if you're going to use ear pods, just use, if you don't have any, these are cheap. It's got a little microphone in it. They're just very basic. See, there's the microphone holder. I guess.
I've never been an AirPod guy. I can't do them.
Yeah, I know, and again, very, very cheap direction, but that's the reason behind it. The one thing I do like is it comes with the rubber caps that you can drop on top of the Switch 2 the controls, right? The stick. So it has a nice kind of soft rubbery feel. The current ones are they're also soft and rubbery, but they can also get gunky. So throwing these on here, just easy, just drop it on there. Y'all said. Actually, it's kind of a nice thing to have for kids. Other thing that's good for kids is I shouldn't say it this way. I'm not going to say what's good for kids is condoms because that's not what I meant. But you guys
Good to prevent them.
remember the Wii remote control little condom things, the protectors.
Yeah, we got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what these are. These are the same thing. It comes with a couple of these that you can throw on there. They're very cheap. These are extremely cheap, and there's no like little returns or anything. It's just like stick this sucker on. It's actually got a little bit of strength and rigidity on the inside there, which is kind of cool. But they're really just make sure that you don't bump your Switch. Which, guess what? I've already done. I have dropped my Switch quite often, and I've already dented the edge here. And these are fine. I mean, they don't they don't impede anything. I will say this, like definitely for kids, these protectors, because the thickness of this material is the same thickness as the buttons, or height of the buttons. So you can't feel the difference. Like if you're playing, you're not going to know which button is potentially not going to know which button is which. If you're a person like me who likes to keep their finger on a button, and now I'm kind of confused, because of the location of those. So
yeah, one of my favorite things about the Switch 2 Joy-Cons are the larger buttons compared to the Switch 1. And it sounds like this is literally like just turning that back around.
Here's what's even worse. It's harder to hit this home button, the game chat button, and the plus button because they're smaller and they're almost they're inset. Sort of, they don't stick out on the controller, right? They're more, they're lower profile. So this covers those. You can't get to those that easily. Not great.
God, Dali uses white mode. That's a thing I didn't need. I knew I needed to know.
You can Lesia now.
Yeah, I guess for kids it's okay if they're throwing, and they're probably good for like if you're doing a lot of the motion gaming, like Switch Sports and stuff. But I wouldn't. They're neat. I wouldn't keep them on by any means. So just something in that starter pack that all kind of comes in there. And last but not least, this is something that I'm actually going to be using to store my Switch 2 around the house. And that is the big boy. Here we are. This is sorry for the blurriness. Again, it's that stupid light. Let me adjust here. My big hairy arms. You got it. It's getting there somewhere. There we go. Check this out. This is the System Organizer Case S2. System organizer is actually kind of they're useful things, right? If you have them around the house. I keep my Switch 2. It's not always docked. It's kind of sitting on my back here on my shelving system when it's not docked. It's around the house. And we've been more and more taking the games off of our shelves just because I have so many games. And we have a lot of controllers, and it gets to the point where like, where do I put all these Joy-Cons? I leave stuff sitting on the table, especially the Pro controllers. So I do need to find a place to put them. I've been using the Adidas Lego set. I've been using that shoebox design and throwing all my Joy-Cons and controllers in there. Getting an actual storage system is a nice idea. This comes with it's a whole storage case, whole storage system, has that little handle on there. And this is actually kind of cool. I noticed this first. I'm like, oh, this is neat. It's got the Switch 2, maybe the Switch goes in here. Well, it goes in there because you can actually pull this off and it's a separate little case. Not a great case because it's a lot thinner and it's not necessarily meant to be your prime Switch 2 case. It has barely enough room to put your Switch in there. It is like this nice felt lined interior, so that's actually kind of cool. Reduces scratches, and you can fit 10 games again. But there's no storage for anything in this. It's just to keep the Switch from getting bumped, because they do kind of want you to put everything in here, which is the rest of this. It's almost like a cooler size, and they're kind of popping up all over the place, these little storage cases. But I will say it is nice to keep your Switch paraphernalia in one area. You open this sucker up, and it's got ta-da storage pockets and a little strap. So store the Joy-Cons, the Pro controllers, some Switch cases. We were using this to store some of the Switch cases in there, and keep things off our shelves. It's just a nice little area. You can take this out. It's just kind of a Velcro hook and loop system, so you can adjust it and kind of reposition things. But these storage things are nice for someone like me that needs to put all those floating Joy-Cons and controllers and cords all in one spot and not looking messy. And this actually looks kind of nice and simple and clean off in the corner.
The way that you're making me feel tonight.
Yeah, the way you're making me feel tonight. So that is from Snakebite. Very, we need cases. We need storage. We need a camera that doesn't get blurry. There we go. I don't know why it's doing that. So good stuff from Snakebite. I guess it's they're not premium quality, but they get the job done. So why not?